Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Lords of the Night. With me, as always, your Lord of Punishment. Say hello, Scribe.
Hello, Scribe.
And your Lord of Pennies. Say hello to Satsu. Say hi, Satsu. There we go.
Jesus Christ.
And I am the something of something. Hey, everybody. It's good to see you tonight. I hope you've had a wonderful Saturday. This isn't Friday. Fuck.
No, it's not Friday.
I'm on a roll so far.
I can see what type of day this is going to be. Let me
Goodness. Have to start singing my most professional song again. Satsu, how you been today, man?
pretty good. Got some stuff done, some more videos recorded that I'll have to edit at some point, and made me some steak and a baked potato, me and Squishy tonight, and it was, oh my god, it was so good. Yeah, I put the picture up on Twitter, so if you guys want to marvel in its beauty, go take a look.
Cool. And how you been, Scribe?
I've been surprisingly productive. I thought I'd have a much lazier day, but I've actually got at least a lot done on video stuff, so I'll talk about that later. Otherwise, sitting here drinking water because it's hot out and I'm dehydrated.
Michael Weiner asked, no game this evening? Yeah, we'll be gaming.
Yes, we will.
But it will just be me and Satsu. Sinatra has plans with his lady, so.
She's a lady.
Yeah, that fucking loser spends time with his significant other.
I think he just thinks our base is going to fail and he doesn't want to be part of it. But with that said,
how are you, Monkey?
Oh. I don't make good decisions, y'all.
So you're here.
Lady Monkey poked her head in the room earlier when I was doing Monkey in the Morning. She said, I'm going to be going out soon. I was like, oh, I want to go. I haven't been out of the house and the general area for a while. And I'm still a little bit sore from mowing the lawn the other day. So now I'm like real sore again. But I'm in a good mood. So I'm going to say that's a good thing.
Okay.
Yeah. Monkey Dick, Jim Jones, movies, video games. Hit that like button, y'all. Hit it. Hit it like Alex Simeon hits his neighbors. And please share our stuff because YouTube doesn't. Because YouTube are a bunch of poo-poo heads. I'm trying not to swear.
Why?
Several reasons. One, the grandchildren are getting old enough to repeat. I really would like my game channel to eventually get monetized. And I would just like to tone it down in general. But as you know, I already said the F word at the beginning of this. I was trying to do this as I was out with Lady Monkey today, and I realized, holy moly, I do it a lot. It's like
you're a potty mouth.
I'm a big potty mouth.
Yeah, a big potty mouth. But
as mentioned, yes, we do have a game stream tonight. That'll be right after this over on 2 Cents Plus. It is a horde night coming up. We do have our new base built, and it's going to be
interesting show. At the very least.
So please come check that out after this. Do you guys have anything else we need to add before we get into the rest of the show?
Nope.
Nah.
Don't forget, Scribe has a Familiar with the Matter tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific time, where he'll be talking with Three-Sided Coin about financials.
Yeah, personal finance and home loans and things like that.
I'm glad you are, because I saw something from Kamala Harris that I hope you take note of and ask him about.
Okay. Well, yeah.
We'll discuss that at fucketry time.
Wop, 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 wop.
At humpatry time. But until then, Scribbles, was there news today? I was sleeping for most of the day when I wasn't out.
Well, yes. I mean, we talked about half of it earlier today. But I guess there's the other stuff too. Like
there's people who don't watch that other show.
I know. I'm just. I mean, Charlie Kirk says Starbucks engages in intolerable discrimination against police.
No.
This is an opinion piece by Charlie Kirk. On February 1st, 1960, I don't know where this is going, 4 black college students sat down at a Woolworth's lunch counter in Greensboro, North Carolina. Oh, boy. Dude,
not.
This had better be good, dude.
Oh.
This had better be good. All right. Sat down at a Woolworth's lunch counter in Greensboro, North Carolina, and politely ordered coffee. White waitresses ignored them because the store had a policy of not serving African Americans. The incident sparked massive protests across the nation involving sit-ins by black people at Woolworth lunch counters, leading the chain to finally... leading the chain? Oh, the Woolworths chain. Okay, it took me a second. Leading the chain to finally desegregate that July and boosting the civil rights movement. I forget that Woolworths was even a thing. This week, on the 4th of July, the Officers Association in Tempe, Arizona, says 6 police officers were drinking coffee at a Starbucks coffee shop before the start of their shift when they were asked to move out of the line of sight of a customer or leave the store. A barista told them a customer, quote, did not feel safe, unquote, because of their presence. The officers, including some who have defended our country in the military, left. It's obvious that the discrimination against black people who were trying to order coffee all those years ago was wrong, shameful, and inexcusable. It should be just as obvious that the same is true for the discrimination against the police officers at the Starbucks in Arizona this week. Yes, but it's a real big jump, Charlie, to make one to the other.
That's a stretch.
I mean, it was a customer, and Starbucks caved to the customer's trigger warnings, whereas Woolworths had a company-wide policy. It's a bit different.
Yeah. It definitely in scale, like to compare the two. The concept is the same, sure.
Yeah, I mean, in the very high level. In late May, Starbucks closed 8,000 stores across the U.S. for several hours of anti-bias training after 2 black men in one of the chain's coffee shops in Philadelphia were arrested for trespassing while they waited for a friend to join them. Was that this May? Really? I thought that was earlier. Maybe I'm misremembering. Starbucks and police later apologized, and the charges were dropped, prompting Starbucks to hold the anti-bias training to avoid future such incidents. Are we now going to see a similar store closure for anti-bias training regarding police who want to order overpriced coffee at Starbucks? Don't hold your breath. The Tempe Officers Association took to Twitter to share the incident with the world and express displeasure with what had happened. Their tweet was illustrated with an altered Starbucks logo that said, "Dump Starbucks." Oh, wow. Creative. Starbucks has issued a statement saying it has deep respect for the Tempe Police Department and apologizing, quote, for any misunderstanding or inappropriate behavior that may have taken place. Also quoting from the statement, the person who complained to the barista about the police officers in the Starbucks store would no doubt welcome their presence if attacked by violent criminals.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I think that was probably from the Facebook post. They don't quote that here, but they put it in the middle of... Anyway, thank you, Fox. Unfortunately, incidents of people openly expressing animosity towards police across our country have been increasing since 2014, when Michael Brown, who was black, was shot and killed by Officer Darren Wilson of the Ferguson, Missouri Police Department. Was it Missouri? That was Missouri, wasn't it? Yeah. The shooting sparked days of protest, but a U.S. Justice Department investigation concluded that Wilson shot Brown in self-defense when Brown attacked him. Wilson was not charged with any crime. This goes into a history lesson of stuff we already know.
Right.
Skipping down to the bottom. The bottom line is that the prejudice that says all members of a group should be the targets of our hatred and be discriminated against is wrong and, frankly, un-America. Un-America?
Un-America.
That's un-America.
Okay, not un-American, just un-America. Whether we're talking about people from a particular racial, ethnic, religious, or professional group, Starbucks needs to make sure all of its employees understand this, or else fire them for engaging in intolerable discrimination. Okay, there you go.
Oh wow, where to start? One, linking this to the Woolworths thing.
That was
Wow.
Woo!
Look, it's discrimination,
Yes.
but that seems a stretch at best. How about that? I'm gonna leave it at stretch at best.
You're being polite.
First off, if we pay attention closely to what our superior, our morally superior overlords say, they were just milkshakes. It's not like those people were like assaulted or anything. So those Woolworth people were fine. They'll be good. But yeah, I agree with you guys.
In my opinion, the person who says I'm uncomfortable, it's like, well, then you can leave.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not, you don't, the cops were doing nothing. They were having coffee. Someone doesn't feel comfortable. It's like, all right, we'll tell you what, your drink's on that. Here's a free drink ticket. Come back another time.
I wouldn't even do that. I'd be like, there's the door.
No, yeah. I do the customer service of not trying to cause anything and try to, lubricate the tension a little bit. But otherwise, yeah, it's like, you can come back another time there. They are paying customers. They can be here. If you don't feel comfortable, you're welcome to leave.
I just, I think it's funny how they just had to go through like a mandatory anti-bias training, which apparently had a segment in it about being biased against police. Which is hilarious.
Well, given the turnover at Starbucks, it's entirely possible that these employees never had that training.
Yeah, that's true too.
So
Terry Diamandis, thank you so much over on the Streamlabs. On America, fuck no. You made me swear, man.
No, you could have stopped yourself. Are you like the guy on Anchorman? Like you see the thing and you have to read it?
No, that's you.
Hey, now I made that. I was self-deprecating. You just never mind.
Moon Taint says, anyone who thinks my wife should bake a cake, press 1 now. Press 1. Make his wife get him a cake.
I don't know. Is she any good at making cakes? Because if she's not, I'd say don't.
He wants one. But here's my thing. Look, Scott, I get what you're saying with the customer service. But if you have a customer come in, the person who was prejudiced here was her.
Yeah.
Or him, sorry.
Yeah, the customer. Yeah, the complaining customer was the prejudiced one. Yeah.
Yeah. Look, we don't tolerate that here. Get the fuck out. Oh, damn it. I just did it. God bless. I've been doing this all day.
Interesting, guys. Yeah, I feel monkey. Like I wouldn't have, like Scribe, just say, for example, if instead of being police, what if it was like a white person and a black dude, and they're like, yeah, that black person's making me uncomfortable. Would you like reward them with a free drink thing and be like, well, just come back if that. Like that, I wouldn't do it for anybody, no matter what the scenario was.
That's that person was the prejudiced one. They're the one who can take their garbage and go elsewhere. Yeah. Just my opinion.
I agree.
All right. Let's see. In other news, cables from UK's ambassador to the US blast Trump as inept and incompetent.
Join the club.
Cable sent from the United Kingdom's ambassador to the United States to the British Foreign Commonwealth Office described President Donald Trump as inept, insecure, and incompetent. A UK government official confirms to CNN. The cables were leaked to and first published by the Daily Mail. Sir Kim Darroch, the British ambassador to the U.S., used secret cables and briefing notes to warn the UK government that Trump's, quote, career could end in disgrace, unquote, and described conflicts within the White House as, quote, knife fights, unquote, according to the Daily Mail. A UK government source tells CNN the memos described in the Daily Mail story are real. The Daily Mail says the memos span the period between 2017 to present day, covering everything from Trump's foreign policy to his 2020 re-election plans. The White House told CNN they have no comment on the story. Quote, the British public would expect our ambassadors to provide ministers with an honest, unvarnished assessment of the politics in their country. Their views are not necessarily the views of ministers or indeed the government, but we pay them to be candid, just as the U.S. ambassador here will send back his reading of Westminster politics and personalities, a statement from the British FCO said. Quote, of course, we would expect such advice to be handled by ministers and civil servants in the right way, and it's important that our ambassadors can offer their advice, and for it to remain confidential. Our team in Washington have strong relations with the White House, and no doubt that these will withstand such mischievous behavior, the statement continued. Mischievous, and I'm sure they were leaked on accident.
Oh, yeah. Of course.
Accident, whoops. I left that back at Starbucks.
You have nothing to add to that, but yeah, I'm sure it was an accident.
Let's see. In other crimes against humanity news, federal appeals court rules against bikini baristas.
What?
I know, right? The bikini baristas of Everett, Washington may have to start wearing more clothes due to a new federal appeals court ruling. The government in Everett, located about 30 miles north of Seattle, has complained for years that female employees of local drive-through coffee stands were serving drinks while wearing bikinis and other forms of revealing clothing. The city passed 2 ordinances in 2017 to address the issue. One ordinance created a dress code for employees of, quote, quick service facilities, unquote, that required employees wear at least a tank top and shorts. The other ordinance expanded the city's definition of lewd conduct to include the public display of specific parts of the body. The owner of one stand, Hillbilly Hotties, and some baristas sued, saying the new ordinances violated the baristas' First and 14th Amendment rights. U.S. District Court Judge Marcia Peckman initially ruled in late 2017 in the coffee chain's favor, saying the city ordinances were too vague and arbitrary, according to CNN affiliate Como. The ordinance was suspended while the matter worked its way through the judicial system. A federal appeals court ruled Wednesday that the women may have to cover up after all. The new ruling from a 3-judge panel of the 9th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals vacated Peckman's injunction and sent the case back to lower courts. Quote, the panel concluded that the vagueness doctrine did not warrant an injunction prohibiting enforcement of the dress code ordinance, the appeals court wrote. The panel concluded that the mode of dress at issue in this case was not sufficiently communicative to merit First Amendment protection. So you have to put like words on your bikini then? And then it would work?
That's moronic.
As to the lewd conduct ordinance, the appeals court said it was not vague, but was, quote, ascertainable to a person of ordinary intelligence. Oh, so like I can't define porn, but I know it when I see it kind of thing. The panel was composed of U.S. Circuit Judges Sandra Ikuda and Morgan Christian and U.S. Judge Jennifer Cho Groves. Ramsey Rammerman. If that guy wasn't if he wasn't a wrestler named the Ram at some point in his life, he needs to be.
You ain't hip to old Ram.
Ramsey Rammerman, an Everett assistant city attorney, said some of the clothing was skimpier than a basic bikini. Well, good. Oh, wait. Everett officials said they were grateful for the appellate court ruling and said the city has offered, quote, extensive evidence of adverse secondary effects associated with the stands, including prostitution and sexual violence.
What?
Do they expand on that? I mean, were some of the baristas giving something more in their drive-through service?
That's what I'm saying. Like that's quite a jump.
Or like here's an extra $5, give me a flash kind of thing or something.
Am I understanding correctly? They're basically just saying it's because they look like hoes.
They're dressed indecently.
Mash, thank you so much. Ranting monkeys should learn not to be predominant. I don't know. And swear all the time. I don't know that word.
What is that word? Hold on, I got to bring up the right window here. Perdolini?
Perdolini.
Perdolini.
I don't know what that means, but I'll try.
I can't say that I do either. That's a new one to me. But anyway. Okay, so this is a weird story. Well, maybe not weird. It reminds me, though, of a story we read the other day. So the other day we read a story about a human rights lawyer who got super duper drunk on a flight from India. And she berated the airline staff and was all sort of horrible and swearing and being a bitch in the air. And then she went to court and went to prison for a while for her outbursts and everything else. And within a month after her getting out, she was dead, like at a beach or something. And there's a presumption that she killed herself over the humiliation and the shame. Well, this looks like it might be a similar kind of story. A 70-year-old marathoner, hounded by cheating allegations, is found dead in a river.
Oh, shoot.
Okay. Just months ago, 70-year-old Dr. Frank Meza finished the Los Angeles Marathon in what would have been a record-beating time for his age group, 2 hours, 53 minutes, and 10 seconds. On Thursday, he was found dead in the Los Angeles River under a bridge about a mile from Dodger Stadium, days after race officials threw out his result over allegations that he cheated, accusations that he denied. The county coroner's office said it is investigating his death as a possible suicide. An autopsy hasn't been performed as of Friday afternoon. His widow says she doesn't believe he could have taken his own life, and the family points to a recently discovered heart condition. While the family awaits official word, they emphasize this: he was under enormous stress over his disqualification and the cheating claims made in blog posts and media reports, and they believe he was treated unjustly. Quote, he was targeted, bullied, and we tried to defend him the best we could, his daughter Lorena Meza told CNN on Friday. He was so devastated that people could actually believe this. The controversy percolated after Meza, a retired South Pasadena physician and a longtime runner, finished the Los Angeles Marathon on March 24th. His 2 hour, 53 minute, 10 second time across 26.2 miles, averaging about 6 minutes, 37 seconds per mile, excuse me, was extraordinary for his age. The total time would have been more than a minute faster than the official world record for his 70 to 74 age group. As for his cohorts in Los Angeles that day, his nearest 70 to 74 competitor was more than an hour behind. The result caught the eye of Derek Murphy, who runs marathoninvestigation.com, a website devoted to calling out marathon cheaters. Wow, that's very niche. Very niche. In May, Murphy started posting information and photos suggesting that Meza cut the course at that race and other marathons. In other words, leaving the course and re-entering farther along, perhaps using other transportation in the process. By June 28th, Concours Endurance Group, which runs the Los Angeles Marathon, announced it had seen enough. Quote, after an extensive review of original video evidence from official race cameras and security cameras at retail locations along the race course, Concours Endurance Group has determined that Dr. Frank Meza violated a number of race rules during the 2019 Skechers Performance Los Angeles Marathon, including re-entering the course from a position other than where he left it. Math also came into play, the group said. Quote, Dr. Meza's actual running time for at least one 5-kilometer course segment would have had to have been faster than the current 70 to 74 age group 5K world record, the group said. That would have been, quote, an impossible feat during a marathon, the statement reads. Meza denied he had cheated. He told the Los Angeles Times he had left the course to find a restroom, continuing down a sidewalk for a time before he found one. Quote, I didn't cut the course, he told the Times on Monday, days before his death. But this wasn't his first disqualification. In 2014, when Meza was in his mid-60s, the Sacramento area's California International Marathon threw out his time of 2 hours, 52 minutes because of what looked like anomalously speedy split times over the final miles. Okay. Meza told the Times that when the race officials approached him about those splits, he gave them no explanation. Quote, I don't run that kind of time, he said, according to the Times. I actually told them, if you disqualify me, I won't protest. I don't want any doubts to be there. Okay. The same race again disqualified him for irregular splits in 2016 and then banned him from entering again. Anyway, this goes on for a little bit more, but yeah, it's a bit suspicious.
Thank you, Mash, who says Pierdolony, however you say that, is fucking in Polish. Okay.
Well, there you go. You know, that's one of the few words that means two different things depending on how you say it. Polish, polish.
Oh, true. One, that's a weird story.
Yeah.
Two, if you left the track to go pee, you should enter back where you came from.
Yeah.
Three, sorry for his family, man. That's messed up, but that's on him, and shouldn't have done that.
If 2 or 3 different organizations over 5 years called him out for suspicious activity during marathons, I'm not saying it's absolutely proven, but
now the only thing I will say is their line in there. It would have been faster than the world record, and that's impossible.
Right. It's like, well, that's, world records are beaten all the time.
Moontain says cake is in the oven. Good job, everybody. You got him some cake.
Cake for hubby. Cake for hubby.
Oh. Yeah. All right, what else we got?
Just sort of a surprise, there was another earthquake today.
Yeah.
We talked about this in the morning. Yeah, and there's been multiple aftershocks since, but let's see. Ridgecrest is a town in a California desert where the 28,000 residents are used to earthquakes. As California Institute of Technology seismologist Eagle Hawkson. I'm not even kidding, guys. This guy's name is Eagle Hawkson, Haukson. That sounds like a cheesy alternate identity for a superhero based on a bird. I'm sorry, it just is. Eagle. I was like, this guy and Ramsey Ramerson need to get together and form an animal superhero duo. Like the ram and the eagle, or the ram and the falcon, or something, because that's just anyway. As seismologist Eagle Hawkson pointed out Saturday, the city was once known as the earthquake capital of the world. That's because so many small earthquakes happen there. Friday's magnitude 7.1 earthquake was very different. Jason Corona co-owns a Mexican restaurant. Do they sell Coronas there, I wonder? That was packed Friday night. At first, the trembler felt like other strong quakes that hit in the past. Quote, it started off low, and as soon as that bouncing started, then I think it set a whole new different level of panic for everybody, he told CNN. It was different from the other ones we've had before. Bottles fell behind the bar. Patrons dropped to the floor under tables, and spilled food made a slippery getaway for frightened guests who sprinted outside. People in Ridgecrest are on edge, he said. Quote, we've never had anything like this, he said. Nobody in this town has slept for days. The major earthquake was centered 11 miles northeast of Ridgecrest, according to the U.S. Geological Survey. It released 11 times the amount of energy of Thursday's quake, also centered near Ridgecrest. I did it again. Like I say, I want to say Ridgequest. Somebody needs to make a game or something just called Ridgequest. I don't even know what it'd be about, but something about a ridge. Let's see. The quake swayed buildings and cracked streets and foundations in Southern California on Friday night, sending terrified residents into the streets. Ridgecrest resident Jay Crona, not Corona, just Crona, said the earthquake felt like her, quote, rocking chair gone crazy. I have a feeling that Jane is an old lady.
Do you think people were having sex at that time? Or like, oh my God, I feel the earth move.
Well, there was somebody who posted a screenshot from a sports broadcast or something that had breaking news, 6.9 earthquake. And like, ooh, 69.
Maniac Man's here. It's his birthday today.
Oh, no.
Too bad we don't sing or anything, because that'd be cool for him.
We weren't singing. That didn't cause the earthquake, did it?
If only.
It's possible.
If only.
See,
Maniac
that's
Man.
a argument not to sing.
Yeah, but I'm gonna try anyway.
Oh,
Isn't it your birthday, dude? Didn't I sing to you this morning?
maybe.
Should we sing it like like
Oh.
you shake my nerves and you rattle my brain, that kind of thing?
He says it's not his birthday. Did I sang to the wrong person this morning?
Oh,
Oops.
what? Well, then why did you think it was his birthday just a minute ago?
Because I sang to somebody and I sang Happy Birthday Maniac Man. I must not have paid attention to who it was.
That must have been before I got there.
It was after you left. It was when Gutenberg was on.
Oh, so you sang to the wrong person.
Maniac Man, you got a birthday song on my Monkey in the Morning stream. Oh my God.
Who did you disappoint and who did you betray?
I am so sorry, whoever that was.
Uh-oh.
Wow.
Chicago Mike, thank you. Ridgecrest, The Search for Moonbase. Oh, there you go.
Ridge Quest. That's a prequel right there. That's yeah. Crater Valley, the prequel. Ridge Quest. That sounds
I swear
good.
I sang to you this morning. Holy moly.
Maybe that's like Moon Poon Ridge Quest. Oh.
If you're in California, be careful because they're expecting aftershocks for a while from this.
Oh yeah.
And small, not just aftershocks, but the smaller quakes. From what we read this morning, they do think that that this was the big one from what's going on.
Right. It's supposed to be quote unquote downhill from here. 7.1 was supposedly the top of the curve, and now it's just petering out, supposedly.
Yeah, the one on July 4th was what, 6.4, 6.3?
6 point, yeah, something like that.
And they were like, okay, we're expecting a bigger one to come, and this was supposedly the bigger one. But either way, be careful. Be careful out there. Know how to take care of yourself in these situations. Look it up. There's plenty of information on it. Like, don't get in a doorway. Get under some very heavy furniture. Or if you're in a field, just sit in the field. You'll be okay.
Unless the ground fucking literally splits open right up under your ass. And then you're fucked.
You've watched too many Hollywood movies.
That'd be cool, though. Not for the person, but...
Yeah. Especially if they got it on video.
You know somebody would.
All they found was their phone. That would be left sitting on the side in a movie.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm live falling into the fucking Earth's crust.
Facebook Live!
Okay. Do we have any more scribbles?
That's all the stories I had.
All right. With that, guys, we're going to move over to your time on the hashtag. If there's a story you'd like us to read, hit us up at the hashtag MSS News over on the Twitter machine. We can't get to them all, but that's only because I'm slowing us down by trying not to curse. Scribbles?
This one comes from Frosted Glass, and I'm very interested to read this one because it is written by Elizabeth Warren. It's from Medium, and the title is Valuing the Work of Women of Color.
Okay.
I'll be looking for perfection in grammar.
Are you looking for I will be stepping aside and leaving this to the women of color to run for president.
Yeah, that would be something else, wouldn't it?
Mm.
All right, let's see. How long is this thing? It's not super. Okay, well, we'll see how far we get before I give up. Our society and our economy demand so much of women, but they place a particular burden on Black, Latina, Native American, Asian, and other women of color. More than 70% of Black mothers and more than 40% of Latina mothers are their family's sole breadwinners, compared to less than a quarter of white mothers.
And
there's a reason.
Well, okay. Now we know what the reason is, obviously, but I'm curious what she's going to blame it on.
Black women participate in the labor force at higher rates than white women, and Latina's share of the labor force has nearly doubled over the past 20 years. And at the same time, Black and brown women have more caregiving responsibilities, with Black and Latinx care. Okay, be consistent, Elizabeth. Either they're Latinas or you're going to go Latinx. You can't. Don't ride that line. I mean, I prefer you just go with Latina, but if you're not, don't. With Black and Latinx caregivers spending 50% more hours a week on caregiving than white caregivers. While millions of families count on Latinas and Black women to deliver financially, they face a steeper climb to provide that financial security. In 2017, Black women were paid 61 cents for every dollar white men made.
No, they weren't.
Native women made 58 cents to a white man's dollar.
No, they didn't.
And Latinas earned just 53 cents to a white man's dollar. Ooh, there's an asterisk. There's an asterisk at the end of that sentence. What does it lead to? Hold on. At the very bottom, in the asterisk to that, much of the data doesn't let us fully describe the experiences of people with different and overlapping identities in the workforce. Oh, intersectionality. The data here assumes a gender binary, but we know that people's experiences aren't. There is much more work to be done to understand the barriers people with different identities face in the workplace.
Oh, my
no,
God.
Elizabeth, there's more work you need to do to understand the difference between wages earned and there being sexism in the differential. Or racism. That's what you need to learn. Because
were there any links to any sources for that information?
No. Well, okay, hold on. I take it back. There is. So she is citing. So for the 61 cents on the dollar for Black women, she's citing the AAUW, which has been empowering women since 1881. And this is from August 1st, 2018, in a paper or something titled Black Women and the Pay Gap. And what contributes to this pay gap? Well, intersecting injustice, occupational segregation, and the wealth gap. Okay.
Well,
there's a separate link for the Native American women's 58 cents. It goes to a fact sheet from the National Partnership for Women and Families from May 2019. That is one that looks like a big bullet point list. I can't go through it right now. And then the 53 cents for Latinas comes from a Unidos US, Stronger Communities, Stronger America, also associated with the National Partnership for Women and Families, Beyond Wages, Effects of the Latina Wage Gap.
In that first one for the 61 cents, it even says this in their top. That means it takes the typical Black woman 19 months to be paid what the average white man takes home in 12 months. They're not comparing apples to apples here.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate this stupid.
Hold on. Remember, guys. Remember, she's running for president. Okay, and it's getting worse. The gap in weekly earnings.
It's the lie.
Hold on. And it's getting worse. The gap in weekly earnings between white and Black women is higher today than it was 40 years ago. Employers tilt the playing field against women of color at every stage of employment. During the hiring process, employers use salary history to make new offers, creating a cycle where women of color are locked into lower wages. Once in the workplace, Black and brown women are disproportionately mistreated. In a recent survey from the YWCA, which I will attest is totally unbiased, nearly 2/3 of Black and Latina women reported experiencing racial discrimination at work. I'd be really curious to know how many people actually participated in this survey. Okay. The survey reached a total of 1,038 adult women with oversamples of 100 Black women, 100 Latinas, 100 Asian Pacific Islander women, and 100 Native American women nationwide. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So out of the 1,038, 400 were of not white by your standards. Okay.
I just want to go because when she said Black and brown women are disproportionately mistreated, I clicked on that. You know, it leads to a law center for women, which all it tells us is that Black women have filed more sexual harassment claims.
Yes. Well, they said that they say. I mean, she didn't lie in that part. Have reported, blah blah blah. So take that for what you will.
No, what she said. Once in the workplace, Black and brown women are disproportionately mistreated.
No. In a recent, the
recent survey came later.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Real quick, thank you, Three-Sided Coin. 58%. Does that mean she makes $100,920 in Congress? No, yeah, apparently. Being a woman and all.
Okay, we could go through this whole thing, but it'd take us an hour to check all this stuff. So anyway,
I'm gonna lose my freaking mind. This is stupid.
You should make a video. You should make.
I might. Okay, what's not talked about here, and there's a reason Black women are such a high percentage of the working persons in households, and it comes from the marriage rate, the illegitimate children rate. They're the only adult in the household a lot of the times. What is like 78% of the time now?
Yeah,
which
speaks to a completely different problem.
Yes, one that needs addressed. And instead, you're going to no, it's sexism. No, it's not. Sorry.
All right, we're going to move on.
And Satsu, did you want to say something? I cut you off.
No, we're moving on now, so never mind.
You sure?
No, you're fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, because I'm going to lose my.
All right. Okay. You guys can talk about it while you're shooting zombies.
We don't discuss politics over there.
Really?
No.
Yeah, Scribe. Fucking idiot.
You should come watch us.
Wow. Thanks, Valley Girl. This one comes from Quinn Harrison. Why metal, as in the music, needs multiculturalism more than ever. Okay. 2019 has been a bumper year for the global metal community. You need only recently look around the fields of England or any European festival with a canny booking policy on metal acts for that matter to see that countries right across the globe have provided a wealth of musical diversity to enjoy. Download Festival alone saw the masses pack out tents. This is, I think, a British publication for the likes of Ukrainian Hellions Ginger, Jinjer, Mongolian folk newcomers The Who, HU, and the Nepalese headbangers Underside. Hell, even Glastonbury got in on the action, booking Japanese sensation Baby Metal for the other stage and pulling a massive crowd in the process. And that's to say nothing of the first ever World Metal Congress, an ambitious international event set up by ex-Hammer editor-in-chief Alexander Milas, which held its inaugural event earlier this year. I have no problem or argument with any of it. Like, okay, Baby Metal is funny. Have you ever seen Baby Metal?
I have not. Yes, I have. Non-Vite Rex Monkey. I picked a hell of a day to quit swearing, right? Yeah. And thank you for the airplane reference. You know how I love that stuff.
I picked a hell of a day to stop sniffing glue. Yeah. So go for it. Anybody can do metal in one way, shape, or form, and I don't think anybody gives a rip.
I don't understand why it's needed more than ever. Did something bad happen?
Well, yeah, if it's needed more than ever, but it's already there, then what's the problem? I'm trying to look. Okay, I'll skip down. You have to get away from this hegemonic position that's almost patting somebody on the head for being different. When ex-label senior VP Monty Connor signed Sepultura to Roadrunner in the late 1980s, he wasn't thinking of the global impact on the scene. He was signing somebody who he thought were going to kick ass and sell records. I don't see anything in this article that like points out that is or has been a problem that required more of this, because I was under the impression that metal was already all over the fucking place.
I think it sounds like they're making the argument that we've made before, where it's like, when we were talking about coming out, the fact that coming out is it's still an epidemic is because everybody treats it like this huge thing. And he's like, we need to stop like acting like whenever a new metal group comes out and it's like, a group of Asian girls, whatever, stop being like, oh wow, that's so incredible, and just be like, oh cool, another metal group. You know what I mean?
Well, okay, so it closes with this sentence. The scene has expanded far beyond the traditional spawning grounds of the US, UK, and Western Europe, carrying voices from each individual nation to help make modern heavy metal culture a truly universal phenomenon, and it's about time. Well, so it did it all on its own. So EA, we're done now, I guess.
Then why is it titled "Why We Need It More Than Ever"?
Yeah, what's
real quick, Sir Wolfgang? Thank you. Time for Heavy Metal Crusade and Purge the Heretics. There you go.
All right.
I feel like that was a poorly titled article.
Yeah, it's. I mean, like I said, this has been. When I thought of metal, like I would think of Metallica on the one hand, and then like like Judas Priest on the other, and then like the crazy like black metal bands over Norway and everything, right? But also the Russian ones. And I knew about baby metal from like years ago. I mean, it's when you start expanding the definition of what constitutes to be metal, but yeah, sure, whatever. I don't care. I'm not a purist. I'm not a metal fan by any particular means, but whatever. Okay, let's see. This one comes from Jack the motherfucking Cockring. Man and woman dead after standoff sparked by dispute over fireworks noise.
Well, that stinks.
That's a stupid reason to have a death standoff. A Michigan man and woman are dead following a long standoff with police sparked by a dispute between neighbors over noise from 4th of July fireworks. Wow. The man had barricaded himself in his home after shooting into a crowd, injuring a 12-year-old girl and a woman in her 60s. Good Christ. Both the girl and the woman sustained injuries that are believed to be non-life-threatening, according to police. The deceased man and woman, who have not been identified, were found dead inside the home. Okay. Officers said the gunman was 58 years old and the woman was 60 years old. The gunman died by suicide. Okay. The man opened fire after arguing with neighbors over noise from the fireworks on Thursday. Click on Detroit reported. I guess that's a news site. He then entered his home and returned to the crowd with a rifle. Police spent nearly a day and a half waiting for the man to surrender after he barricaded himself inside. SWAT teams and a bomb unit were dispatched to the scene, according to Detroit News. Quote, throughout the night, we've made contact with him. We tried to get him to come out of the house and surrender. On multiple occasions throughout the night, he shot at officers again and at officers' vehicles. A robotic battering ram was deployed in an attempt to enter the home during the standoff. The man also shot at the robots approaching and entering his home. Although the barricaded gunman situation has been brought to an end, this incident will be under investigation for some time. So he killed his wife and then killed himself in the house, I'm guessing? I don't know. This is confusing.
They never exactly say what happened to her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoever he shot in the crowd outside the house, they both went to the hospital and have survived. But now he and a 60-year-old woman are dead. So, okay.
Maybe he just really, really didn't want to go to jail.
I guess. Okay, so this one comes from Peter Stewart, he of cybersecurity. Climbers find undetonated explosive in Jasper National Park. It looks like a mortar shell or a big like gun shell. A group of climbers is being praised by RCMP after they found and didn't meddle with meddling. I remember meddling. Haven't heard that in a while. An unexploded ordnance Thursday in Jasper National Park. An unexploded ordnance, or UXO, is an unexploded weapon, like a bomb or a grenade. Quote, we can't say for sure what it was used for, but it is believed that it was used back in the day for avalanche control, RCMP spokesperson Corporal John Cormier told CBC News Saturday. Okay. There's not much more to the story than that. They found this big shell. They didn't touch it. They called the police, and they took care of it.
Which is what you should do if you find any unexploded ordnance.
Don't touch it. It probably could be still live, even after all those years.
Although if this was, the wrong redneck that has shot it to see what happened.
This one comes from Corey Suzuki, who says, posting this just for the headline alone. Okay. If it'll let me. Okay. When lions attack porcupines, humans suffer unexpected consequences.
Huh?
Okay. In 1965, the man-eater of Darajani became famous after an article in Outdoor Life featured the lion's attack on a Kenyan hunter. He wasn't the only one. A deepening drought made the big cats desperate for prey, and there were lion attacks on other people in southern Kenya that year. But there was something curious about the Darajani lion. After he was killed, it was discovered the lion had a porcupine quill sticking out of his nose. In a recent investigation led by Julian Kurbis Peterhans, a researcher at Chicago's Roosevelt University, scientists examined this lion's carcass and found that the quill penetrated more than 6 inches into the cat's snout, nearly piercing its brain.
Holy shit.
The quill is almost certainly the reason it became a man-eater, Kurbis Peterhans says. With the quill in his snout, the lion had trouble hunting, became emaciated, and targeted humans out of desperation. This is just one conclusion from... Sorry?
I'm understanding how it impacts humans now.
Oh, okay. This is just one conclusion from a paper by Kurbis Peterhans and his colleagues, the first large-scale study of interactions between lions and porcupines. I'm not surprised it's the first, or one of the first. Or it is the first. The study suggests that lions usually avoid porcupines unless a shortage of prey drives them to the prickly critters. These interactions can lead to death or severe injury, which in turn can prompt lions to hunt humans, cattle, and horses. Well, okay. And then there's a picture of the lion from back in 1965 after it had been killed with that porcupine spike sticking out of its nose. I'll put a link in the description to people who are interested in that one. That is interesting. Let's see. This one comes from Signal Boost. I think you mentioned this earlier today, Monkey. I'm not sure. Paralyzed man regains use of hands thanks to innovative nerve surgery. Australian Paul Robinson, now 34, broke a vertebra when he landed on his head in a dirt bike accident in 2015. It left him confined to a wheelchair and rarely able to leave his home. Quote, I had no motor and muscle control below my nipples. It also affected my arm function, and I had zero function in my hands, he said. But after undergoing nerve transfer surgery, a technique pioneered on spinal cord injuries by surgeons in Australia, he's now able to use his hands and arms to propel his own wheelchair, pick up items from the ground, and with one hand use a television remote control and hold a glass. Quote, before I was confined to a wheelchair, but I couldn't push it unless I wore special gloves. If I dropped something on the ground, I had to ask someone to pick it up. I couldn't drive. To pick up a drink, I'd have to use 2 hands and squeeze them up. It's made a massive difference in my life, he said. I can do my toilet routine on my own. As a grown man, it was very demoralizing having someone help you go to the toilet. Robinson was one of 16 young adults with tetraplegia, or paralysis of both of the upper and lower limbs, recruited by Australian surgeons for a study. The patients underwent single or multiple nerve transfers in one or both upper limbs to allow the elbow to extend and the hand to grasp, pinch, and open. The surgery ultimately enabled 13 of the participants to regain movement and function in their elbows and hands, according to the results of the study published Thursday in the medical journal The Lancet. So there you go.
That's really cool stuff, man.
Mm-hmm.
Too bad for the 3 people it didn't help.
Right. It's like, well, almost.
But, man, that's 13 of 16 regained function. That's all. That's the kind of thing you don't think about, having to have somebody wipe your butt for you.
Yeah.
And now he gets to do it on his own. That's amazing.
Well, Squishy watches a lot of My 600-Pound Life, and there's a lot of people on that show who have to do that all the time, and I'm just like, Jesus Christ.
I feel like that's on them, though.
Oh, it's definitely on them because it's so funny, like, because they'll do the little monologue, like, I know this is my last chance. I have to make a change or I might die. And then the clip like flips literally 3 seconds later, and they're fucking yelling at their mom because they're not shoveling food in their face. And it's just like that. I don't know what the aim is with that type of clipping, but you just kind of shut that whole emotional scene down.
Yeah. We can wrap it up there, Scribbles.
Yeah. I think I'm done for a minute.
Cool. That brings us to the YouTube. Well, first of all, thank you guys so much for the submissions, and sorry we didn't get to more. You guys give us a wonderful problem here in that we simply can't. So thank you. Satsu, what you did on the YouTubes today?
I did another.
Hi, Satsu's mom. There you go. Now you can go.
My mom's here. Oh,
She just stepped in.
hey, girl. I did a ramen review today. I also I recorded me making the steak and baked potatoes that I made today. Did some editing of some other videos. I'm just realizing now that I made the thumbnail and set a video to be uploaded today. But I actually set it for tomorrow. Like, I'm literally just thinking about that because I'm like, I uploaded a video today, but I'm like, no, I set it for tomorrow and forgot that I did that. So now it's coming out tomorrow.
You still uploaded it today.
Yeah, but still, I don't know. This is the weird thing about doing videos in bulk is you don't think about like all of, like, once they're done and you put them in the queue, they're there and you're not thinking about them anymore. So when they come up, I don't always have my mind on it because that wasn't the only thing I did, you know? So there's kind of the disconnect whenever I do premieres because I'm not there and I feel bad because I should be, but I'll have to find a way to fix that. Other than that, guys, we'll be streaming 7 Days to Die after this and giving away another game as usual. So come and hang out with us.
The Demo Man is in chat. Demo Man, is that your birthday? Did I sing to you? Was I supposed to sing to you and use the wrong name today? Tell me if it's your birthday. I want to know who I screwed up on. Anyway, let's see. Last night we got off here and we went to the game stream, and then I did a Twisted Tales of Alex Simeon over on the game channel. Guys, game channel's linked below. Please go subscribe. That series is a lot of fun. He's a manho, and I think it's funny. And we now have the term semen sausage because of it. And if you want to know why, you got to go over there and watch. But after that, it was on Breakfast with Bear. And then I took several hours off because Lil Butt was here. And then we did a rather late Monkey in the Morning. That one started at like 11. And our very own Scribbles was on with me for most of the show. Most of the show.
Yeah. I saw that. I popped over there and I put a little sad face and then backed away slowly. Like,
you had the link.
I know. I just wanted to be dramatic and emotional.
Oh, okay. Like the link was in our group chat. But anyway, so yeah, that's all I did today. And Scribbles, what you did?
Well, I started doing some more work on my next video where the lady opens her argument by saying that racism is to white people as hip hop is to black people.
Right.
And so, yeah, that's where I'm at. I got the script done. I recorded the audio and I've started assembling it. So hopefully I might have it put together tomorrow and posted maybe tomorrow or maybe Monday. I might wait since I've got the Familiar with the Matter tomorrow at noon Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern. So that's what I've got going.
Cool. And Moon Taint tells us the cake is done cooling. There's a picture of it tweeted out. We'll have to look at it. You had Monkey in the Morning while I was asleep. Apparently, look, guys, I try to do Monkey in the Morning at a somewhat, what's the word I'm looking for here?
Predictable,
consistent time. But the whole point of that show is there's nothing consistent about it. That show literally started because I had more to gripe about when this show was done. Go ahead, Satsu. I'm sorry.
And also in relation to YouTube, I bought my mom a tripod and it'll be coming to her house tomorrow.
Oh,
so
cool.
Please, chat, annoy my mom. Yell at her about making cooking videos because her excuse before is she didn't have the means to like mount a camera and do it. She don't got no excuse no more. So yell at her and tell her to make some cooking videos.
Alrighty, and that brings us to the end of the YouTube time, which brings us to Humpatry. See what I'm doing it. What would be another one? Boinkatry.
Boinkatry.
Bumpin' Ugly's a tree.
Mm.
That one's a mouthful, ain't it?
Dial it back on that one.
Dial it back. Okay. Yeah, it's like grind a tree. How about that? Anyhow, so Satsu, did you have any today?
I did see, jokingly, I said that if Ariel was going to be black, that I wanted Idris Elba to play Triton.
Yes, he needs to.
Or Elba. Is it Elba? It's Elba, right?
Yeah, Elba. Yep.
Elba.
Okay. And then the fucking article came out today, like, fans want Idris Elba to play. I'm like, God damn it. I was joking.
I said ever since I think Shu was the one that I first saw tweet somebody else who said it. I'm like, he would be awesome as Triton.
Hell yeah, dude. But it just like it was really funny that it really blew up like that, and now people are writing articles about it. Outside of that, there was a post that was it Dopamid L9, some dude put up, where he had a picture of a before and after picture of this chick, and he said, "Wow, makeup shouldn't be illegal or anything," jokingly, because in one picture she looks one way, and in the other picture she looks like a completely different human being. And that sparked a debate. Obviously, he got ratioed.
In chat, Bunny says they're making Triton black too. I imagine if Ariel's going to be, that her dad would be.
Yeah, that kind of. I mean, unless they're gonna pull no, Triton's still white. He got a black wife or some shit, I guess.
Well, yeah, I mean, your dead mother was a black girl. I feel like that wouldn't. No, just look at him. He should be Triton. That's all I'm saying. Especially if Ariel's, even if Ariel's white now, I want him to be Triton. And I didn't mean to cut you off there. I just saw that question. I don't want to get too far away from it. Anyway, what you were saying there, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, so he got ratioed because a lot of people got all pissed. It was just like, if you were stupid enough to believe she actually looks like the picture on the right, then you're an idiot and all that shit. Because they're like, obviously she doesn't have like naturally red lips and fucking little cat lines on her eyes. Like clearly that's not how she actually looks. And it sparked kind of a debate, like people were talking about whether or not they prefer that or not. And I gave my 2 cents because I think
your name.
Shut up. I think we talked about it before, but as you guys know, I'm not really into the whole makeup thing, especially the make yourself look like a completely different human makeup. Because first off, it sends off bad signals. Signals that I won't list here because I might offend some people. But it also feels like, as opposed to looking at a woman's face, like looking at her, I'm just looking at the mask that she put on, and it's not attractive to me. Like it looks nice. It looks nice, like aesthetically, but I'm just like, I'm not looking at you. So yeah, I'm looking at the mask that you put on. So
it's a painting.
Yeah, it is. So it's just something that doesn't appeal to me. And I'm like, for the people who like it, that's great. I'm not saying that she's ugly or women who wear makeup are less attractive. I'm just saying it's not something that I'm really into. But man, some of these comments in here, oh boy. And then he posted a series of before and after pictures showing a lot of chicks in makeup, and some of them, like I said, look like a completely different person. Like if they had like no makeup on when they got their ID, picture taken, and then went somewhere and it was like, we need to see your ID, they'd be like, bitch, that ain't you. Like, this is a completely different human. But yeah, he got shut down for it. A lot of people are really upset with him because he made that joke. But that's kind of it. I don't think I've seen anything else noteworthy. Okay. Let me do a quick scan. Go ahead.
While you're doing that, Pat in chat said, my thing is I don't want to hear anybody that applauds to get upset if we get a white blade or shaft in the future. Funny thing about that, I was just discussing this with Polly the other day. Did you know Shaft was originally supposed to be white?
Yep.
He had to be adapted to be black. So I mean, if they had a white shaft, it'd be like, okay, that's what he was supposed to be originally. And again, I'm not applauding it. I just don't care. I really don't care.
Well, you guys know the argument to that. It's like, well, if you do that, you'll be taking away from black people, but we're not taking away from you guys. You have plenty of stuff already. Even though that's exactly what you're doing, just from a larger pool.
Demo Man, I called you Demon Man when I sang to you this morning, didn't I? So I found the birthday.
Okay.
And I have to correct that. I'm almost positive I called you Demon Man. I hope I didn't, but this one, you got me this morning, and now you get the three of us. Just the three of us. We can sing if we try, I think.
No.
This one, my friend, is for you. And a 1 and a 2. Happy birthday to you.
He's gonna mess up your name again.
Happy birthday to you.
He forgot already. I bet you.
Happy
birthday, dear George.
Told you.
Happy
birthday
Demo Man. Dude, happy birthday. I hope you had a great one. I really do. And if I did say that wrong this morning, I am so sorry. I know we have a Demon Man and a Demo Man. And I'm pretty sure I just let my brain go with the first one. Anyhow, Scribbles, do you have any humpetry?
Not really, actually. I don't. I think we've covered just about everything that was pertinent today. So, yeah. Sorry, not very interesting today.
Oh, Demo Man, he said I did screw it up. He says 95% of people get my name. It's because it is so close to Demon Man. And I am so sorry I screwed it up this morning. I hope the singing tonight made up for it. I'm sure it didn't, but I'm so sorry. God bless. Wrong day to quit swearing, y'all. Okay, Scribbles, there have been reports. We talked about it this morning. The man who wanted to put Spider-Man on his 4-year-old son's gravestone.
Yes.
Disney said no. And yeah, it's coming from all sources now. Disney. And Disney's reasoning is the dumbest. Look, if they were saying, look, we just have to control our property, blah, 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 that kind of thing, fine. No. The reasoning is we don't want our characters associated with death.
Yeah, which is horseshit.
What happened in the last movie?
Right? That was the first thing I went to. Was like, we're Endgame. What are you talking? And even before that, go back to Infinity War, where you killed half of the universe, including, I might point out, Spider-Man.
What a dumbass reason. They could have. Oh my god, they could have just gave the corporate fucking answer that everybody was expecting. Why replace that with something asinine? Jesus Christ.
Look, Disney, it's your property, and I mean, you can say no if you want to, but you might want to backtrack on this one. Just throwing that out there. Yeah, Romeo, Uncle Ben, yeah. How did Spider-Man get his start? I mean, he was a wrestler until Uncle Ben got killed.
What about the Punisher? What about Daredevil's parents? I mean, what about Jessica Jones breaking fucking Kilgrave's neck? Fuck you.
We don't want him associated with death. How do you step on your dick this hard?
Ghost Rider is the spirit of vengeance. For God's sakes. Blade is a fucking vampire.
Nobody's going to look at Spider-Man on a kid's gravestone and go, I can't read Spider-Man. It's too depressing. And they're going to look at that and go, damn, poor kid died. And they're going to move on with their day. This is just this was this kid's favorite character, and his dad's just trying to carry it on for him. And Jesus Christ, man. Seriously, Disney, go. Sorry, I'm breaking it. Go fuck yourselves.
Well, I'm confused. Like, why? Why do they have to ask permission?
It's a copyrighted character. You can't use those even in gravestones, man.
Oh, because I mean, I don't know. Like, I've seen people
Well,
like wrap them in blankets that have the characters on there or something, or put their the paraphernalia by the grave or something like that. Is
that's
that like different law?
Yeah,
Okay.
because the gravestone itself is a work of art. And what happened is he asked the county that he worked in, and they're like, "You have to ask Marvel." And so he asked Marvel, and Marvel was like, "No, you can't. We can't be associated with death. I mean, don't pay attention to all our dead characters, but we can't be associated with death. You kill people all the time."
I want to be in the meeting room when that was taking place. They're like, can we be positive and make a positive look on ourselves in the media, or completely negative? And somebody was just like, let's do negative. Like, okay, let's do that.
Let's just screw ourselves completely. Okay, moving on. I really, when I saw this one, this is my freaking head exploded. Kamala Harris. Kamala Toe Harris. That's not swearing, right? No, that's not swearing. That's just dirty words. She tweeted this out today. Home ownership has historically been one of the most powerful drivers of wealth, which is why I announced a plan to shrink the racial homeowners gap, helping up to 4 million families with down payments and closing costs.
Oh.
Kamala. That's fine. Okay. That she wants to do that for people. And she's not wrong when she says homeownership drives wealth, because the ownership of a home, typically it raises in value. So your wealth goes up, because we're not talking about money. We're talking about wealth. The problem with her plan is this is basically what was being done in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, you don't even have to have a down payment anymore. We'll take care of all that for you. The problem is that then the people who couldn't come up with a down payment can't make their regular payments.
Hello.
And it's not because they're white, black, Asian, whatever. It's because they don't have the money to pay for that house, you moron.
Oh, God.
You're like walking us right back into a freaking housing crisis. What is the matter with you? How about helping up to 4 million families pay? If you're just gonna give out money, helps the ones who already have it pay for some of their house, for Pete's sake. Non-Vitae Rex, thank you so much. Marvel Zombies, anyone? WTF,
yeah,
Disney.
No kidding.
Right? Hey, those aren't dead zombies. Those are some of those live zombies.
Yes. They're called SJWs.
But yeah, Kamala, that is a bad plan if that is your only plan. Because what's going to happen is people are not going to be able to pay. This is what I was Scribe, what I wanted you to ask Three-Sided Coin about when he's on.
Right.
What he thinks about a plan like this. Because this to me says housing crisis all over again. Let's throw our economy into a crapper. It is so hard not to swear, man. Thank you, Cryptic, over on the Streamlabs. It was a subprime loan BS the Democrats pushed through. Well, this is basically the same kind of thing. Three-sided coin there is just no. Thank you so much. Yeah, I can't believe anybody in finance would be like, yeah, this is a great plan.
Yes. Get a whole bunch of people who can't afford money and houses.
Yeah.
I mean, give them the houses and expect them to, just pay for the rest of it as time goes on.
Joel says, plus there's money for upkeep. Yeah, because it's no longer your landlord's problem to take care of your plumbing and a roof leak and water not working and all that. That all becomes your responsibility. Yeah. Anyhow, keeping with Congress members who are pissing me off, and I don't care if that one's swearing. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez tweeted this out right after we started. I don't believe it was a good idea for Dems to blindly trust the Trump administration when so many kids have died in their custody. It's a huge mistake. This administration also refuses to hand over docs to Congress on the whereabouts of families. People's lives are getting bargained, and for what?
What is she talking about?
She's talking about illegal immigration and what's going on at the border and the kids who have died in custody, all 6 of them. And I'm not trying to make that sound blasé, but I mean, when we have nearly 1,000 people coming across the border a day, 6 over the last 2.5 years, that actually sounds low to me. But there is nothing, you dirty. Is horror a swear word?
Yeah, kind of, sort of.
You dirty whore
Okay.
that suggests they died because they were in custody. And the Democrats keep pushing this crap, and that is disgusting. That is disgusting. Real quick, 3-sided coin says, oh no, people in Finn will love it. Ask tomorrow why. There you go. There's a question for you, Scribe. In finance, people in finance will love this.
Yeah, okay.
The other one I saw, and this one is, I think we're finally done with dumb Congress people. AJC, I don't know what this is. It's a AJC.com.
Okay.
They put out a story that says, I'm not angry. Lil Nas X addresses those who bullied him for coming out. And Lil Nas tweeted out, nobody bullied me. I'm a big boy. I like, damn, go for you, Nat. One, I didn't see anybody. I'm sure there were some, but almost everybody that I know who saw this story was like, I don't care that he's gay. Who cares?
Yeah.
Okay, go be gay. Keep making songs people like. Give me some more Old Town Road, and I'll be a happy man. I don't care what you do with your wiener. It's not my business. But yeah, he's fighting back against those who bullied him. He doesn't care.
That's
Atlanta,
so funny when they're just like, "Hey, pathetic person who we are here to protect. How does it feel to be so weak and pathetic?" And he's like, "I'm not." And they're like, "Oh, well, you should be."
Boy, I can't wait to see all the outrage about this.
right?
Yeah, right.
Old Gamer Guy points out that's the Atlantic Journal Constitution. Oh, okay. Newspaper. I understand. Yeah, I know what it is. As soon as we said Atlantic Journal Constitution, I've heard of that many times. And Faithless says, so they wanted him to be a gay victim. Yes, they did. And he's like, I don't care. Nobody messed with me. Nobody cares that he's gay. How could they not see he was gay? Dude may have had a rainbow billboard. I didn't care. I mean, when I looked at him, it's like, I really don't care. This one is one of the things I saw when I first woke up. Do you see the rules for the press that were allowed into the Antifa side of the rallies today?
Yeah, I'm still wondering if that wasn't a mock-up or not, because I didn't see anybody show like a video of them handing it out or anything. I just saw a printed out piece of paper.
This is from Julio Rosa, and I'm willing to take it at face value for the moment. 1, because it's funny, and 2, it would not surprise me at all. He was kicked out of there were competing rallies today in Washington, D.C. There was I'm using the air quotes so I can do this just like the media, so-called freedom or free speech rally. And then on the other side, there was Antifa, who apparently don't like free speech. But all out DC guidelines for press. Number 1, please avoid taking pictures or video of people's faces without their explicit stated consent. See, Scribble, that's why that one right there is the one I'm like, this is very believable. Because that is something that they get really, really mad about. And can you do that if there's I'm honestly asking because I don't know. If you have a rally like this, but it's in a public place, it's still in a public place. I don't have to get your permission to take your picture. Am I wrong on that?
I don't think so. I don't know.
Yeah. So shut up. Number 2, please ensure that you have explicit consent before capturing audio or directly quoting interviewees. Number 3, and this is the great one, be aware that photographs or videos can be used as evidence in court. Please avoid publishing any potentially incriminating photos or video footage and be prepared to maintain your journalistic integrity if your raw footage, unpublished photos, or notes are sought through a subpoena. If you film what we do, you might catch us breaking the law. Please don't do that.
Dude, it sounds like some shit that's coming from like the mafia. Like
Right.
the mafia's throwing a party and they're just like, hey, if you happen to catch us murdering somebody, you better turn that camera in the other fucking way. If you know what's good for you.
And
They're like,
4,
yeah, we plan on doing a bunch of illegal shit and fucking people up. So you better make sure you get our permission if you're going to record us doing that, because we're definitely 100% going to be doing that.
Number 4, certain areas of the permitted area are flagged as no filming or photo zones. Refrain from filming in those areas. And then it goes on to say members of the media who refuse to comply with these reasonable guidelines will be removed from the permitted protest area. Media liaisons are marked with orange tape. If you have any questions or need help arranging interviews, please work with them. I haven't seen anybody come out and deny this. But I also haven't seen a second source so take it what you will, guys. I will throw the tweet into chat so you guys can see it. It very well could have been made up. Did I say that right? It could have been made up is what I was trying to say. But I don't see anything there that would make me go, there's no way Antifa wrote this. Other than the fact it's spelled well. What else did we have? This morning we read a story. And I forget who we saw it published from first. But Zuby. Zuby's the one who tweeted it out that we saw. There's I think it's a concert in
Afro Future Festival or something.
Afro Future Festival in Detroit that is selling tickets based on your skin color. Early tickets for people of color are $10. Early tickets for non-people of color, so honkies, is $20. And then they have at the door tickets, which follow the same stupid rules, which, by the way, completely illegal. But there was a part of it where they're explaining why they did it. I just love the way they screwed this up. It says, we've seen too many times orgasmic events happening in Detroit and other people of color populated cities. And what consistently happens is people outside of the community benefiting most from affordable ticket prices because of their proximity to wealth. But apparently, guys, where people of color live, there are a ton of orgasmic events.
But they can't attend because it's too expensive.
It's too expensive for them, though, yeah. Do you think it's because of that whole black guys being hung? That's why there's the better hung, got the big old wieners. That there's more orgasmic events.
Probably more orgasms happening, Monkey, but I don't know.
I feel like
it's into an event.
Penis size. Bigger penis, better orgasms. Am I wrong? Ladies, am I wrong? I don't know. I've never had a penis in me. Anyhow, see, what else did we have here? I think we covered everything. Okay, this one I actually saw, I think, yesterday, and I didn't bring it up because there wasn't a lot of time. And it's not. We have a little bit of time here, so I can do this. I don't know what exactly was going on here. I'm putting the tweet in here so you guys can watch it. It's only 19 seconds. For some reason, this dude and this chick set up a picnic in the middle of the street.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
And the drivers around them were understandably upset. I don't know why you would ever do this. It's dangerous. But I couldn't help but laugh at how mad everybody got. If I saw something like that, unless it was like it really slowed down traffic, I would probably just laugh. But people were mad, y'all. They were mad. They were saying words I'm not allowed to say anymore. But it was funny. And that, I think, wraps it up. And I don't really have a deep topic. Do you guys?
Not really.
All right. So I mean, we're close. We'll let the audience chat. The last several times we've done this, I haven't been able to get through everybody's questions. So questions, comments, concerns, throw them into chat now, guys. We're going to open it up a little bit early to you guys, and I'll do my best to get through even more because you guys are amazing with engagement, and that's one of the many, many reasons I love you. We're starting with Captain Brambles. Was Married with Children better when Marcy was married to Steve or Jefferson?
Jefferson, I think. Although Steve was a bit more wry humor, but I think Jefferson was more entertaining.
You know, it's amazing you ask that because you guys know I watch Married with Children all the time. They're different shows.
Mm-hmm.
After Steve leaves, and it takes maybe a season or two, but before Steve leaves, in the Steve era, they play the show a lot more straight. I mean, they're a weird family, obviously, but it's played a lot more straight. And then when Jefferson comes in, they just go crazy with some of the storylines.
Yeah.
I honestly prefer the Steve era, but the Jefferson one are a lot more funny. Satsu, do you have an opinion? Did you ever watch Married with Children?
I did, but not enough to note the differences, to be honest.
Let's see. Lucifer says, "You mean we were so close to having Lords of the Morning?" Yeah, but apparently Satsu didn't want to hang out with us.
Oh, fuck you guys.
Check Your Logic says, "I stepped out for a second. Did they talk about the subsequent earthquake in California? Did we have another one? Or are you talking about the one from this morning? Well, last night, really, wasn't it?"
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. I haven't heard any today. Did check news sources real quick to make sure I'm not missing something. Yeah, I'm not seeing any. I mean, there's tons of aftershocks going on, but they haven't had an actual another quake that I'm seeing. Peg, where's my pants? I'm sure that's just a direct reference to something. Frosted Glass, you hear about Cory Booker personally escorting illegals across the border. What?
I saw something that said that, but I don't remember seeing it from a publication that sounded legit. It was like some blog or something. So I don't know if that's actually true or not, or accurate the way that it's described.
If you have a story on that, Frosted, would you hit me up on Twitter? I'll take a look at it. I mean, I won't be able to read it on the air now because this is your time. Non-Vite Rex says, any of you lords seen Far From Home yet? No, I have not. You guys?
Nope.
Professor Chaos, thank you so much. Breaking. Jeffrey S. Epstein indicted on new charges, molesting girls in Florida and New York. Is that that creepy guy who had the little island where he had his weird... Okay, I'll have to look that up.
I don't know.
This the one that, I mean, was tied to Clinton and everyone else. And Clinton used to take trips down to his estate.
No idea.
Registered sex offender. Yeah. Epstein. Epstein arrested for sex trafficking of minors. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the dude. The story's not open. Why are they lighting off fireworks? Stop it, man. These people, once they start blowing stuff up, they never stop. All right, that's the stories I can get aren't opening for me. We'll probably talk about that tomorrow. And for the record, as for the Far From Home question, I will probably not see that in theaters. I will wait until home delivery. Jared says, is Married with Children on any of the streaming devices? It's on Hulu. You can watch the entire series on Hulu. I just recommend avoiding the beginning of season 7 when they had 7 on, because God, he was annoying. Scribe, if you were completely 100% shameless, would you do cam work for a side job, not showing your face?
No.
Sir Wolfgang, thank you. Do you think Bill Clinton is starting to sweat? I honestly don't know. I've heard so many rumors about what happened down there and who was all involved, and excuse me, because they do know Clinton used to take trips down to where this all supposedly happened by himself, but he traveled everywhere by himself. I mean, that happens with presidents, you know. It's not like if I was going somewhere across the country that Lady Monkey would probably go with me. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that him going by himself is not necessarily a, oh my God, he was banging children. But yeah. Where are we? Man, you guys are already on it. I'm going to do my best to get through these. Wow. Keep asking though. Keep asking. Who's excited for the next GTA Online update? I don't play online.
Yeah,
I would love it. Go ahead.
I used to play it religiously. Back when I had like people to play with and stuff, we'd do all kinds of crazy shit on there because it was fun. It was like a hanging out like with your friends, but in this world you could kill people and not go to jail. So it was fun. It was a good time. We used to hang out, but I got sick of it.
I would like a GTA 6 more than I give a damn about GTA Online. You hear about Congresswoman Escobar sending staff to Juarez to tell refugees how to cheat our system to get in. I have
Escobar, I did a video about her, or at least dealing with her.
What's it about? This kind of thing?
No, just she was talking about the border and her involvement in whatever.
If you have a story about that, hit me up on Twitter. Again, I won't be able to read it tonight, but I'll check it out, and we'll see what happens tomorrow. Well, not tomorrow. Tomorrow on Monkey in the Morning. Mr. Mopley says, wasn't Married with Children the first show on Fox? I don't know.
It might have been one of the first original productions on Fox. Yeah. I don't know if it was the first show on Fox.
Because you had the Tracy Ullman show, you had Married with Children. Yeah, I can't remember if In Living Color was there at the really close to launch. I know it came close to it, but
I think that happened after Married with Children, I believe.
A little bit. And then there were a whole bunch of forgettable ones that nobody ever talks about.
Like Open House. I remember Open House.
Open House,
yes.
Michael says Married with Children is on Xbox Live. Look, you can go down to Walmart and, well, at least you used to be able to get the entire series for less than $30. I recommend doing it because you never know when it's going to be pulled off the streaming services. And it's a great show. Let's see. Tim Pool covered the Booker thing. Yeah, I didn't watch nothing today, y'all. As soon as I was done with my stream, me and Lady Monkey went out, came home, did some things I needed to do around here. Finally changed the cable on my mic. And then went upstairs. I went upstairs, Lady Monkey, she looked at me funny. She's like, what are you doing up here? I'm like, I'm taking a nap. And she goes, oh. I lay down on the couch and I fell asleep. And I woke up to my son telling my granddaughter, not little, but she went home telling Pumpkin to wake me up. And I'm like, I'm up. And then a couple minutes later, Lady Monkey comes over and taps me. She goes, you need to get up. I'm like, The baby was supposed to wake me. I heard that. Like, you're failing already. You got to tell them that they're failing early. Monopoly says Married with Children wasn't canceled, wouldn't surpass The Simpsons with more episodes if it wasn't. Well, if it wasn't, sure, because Tracy Ullman was on before The Simpsons, and that's where The Simpsons actually came from. So yeah, it would have been on longer. There was a point. It was the longest running non-news live action television show. I don't know if it was television show or television comedy, one of the two. Yeah, only news programs have been on longer than it. But now we've had, because it was on 11 seasons, and now you have several that. God, what's Supernatural at now? 13. So you got others that do. So, are you the Al Bundy of YouTube? No, I bathe. Well, that's a big thing. There was an episode. I love it's the carpool episode, and the mall is making everybody carpool, and Al is telling Peggy about it. He goes, also, they want us to conserve water, and she goes, did you tell him how much you saved by not showering? He goes, I did. I mean, he doesn't even. Epstein had the pedo island. Yeah, that's the one I thought he was. Lolita Island and all that. Yeah. Well, good. Because of everything that's been said about this guy, because he's already been arrested for all this shit, and he has to register as a sex offender because he's already. I don't remember if he pled or if he was found guilty, but if all of that's true, those kids got to his island somehow. So, Monk, can I show my GoFundMe so I can get home from this nursing home? Drop it in there, Sean. Let's see. Booker did. Timcast has a good video on it. Again, like I said, I haven't seen it. And I'm curious about exactly, because look, guys, and I'm not dismissing what Tim did. I'm not saying Booker didn't do this, but there's a lot of times we hear so and so did this, and technically that might be true, or it's something you could look at it that way.
Yeah.
I want to see the evidence myself and take a look at it. So again, I'm not saying it didn't happen, but
the actual factuals, if you will.
Indeed. Desert Tramps. You know what? I'm going to stop and point this out. Satsu is probably the reason I look at that kind of stuff that way. No matter what I hear, it's like, I need the evidence. Mm-hmm. And it was because there were so many times when skeptics would lose their shit over something, and you would do a video going, but wait a minute, let's look at it let's look at what this was. And you're like, oh shit, they are freaking out over nothing. Mm-hmm. And I should have been smarter than that to begin with, because I was already in my freaking 40s, but I'm not that bright, apparently. How was your trip to the store? Restock your fridge and ramen? I forgot to buy ramen, to be honest with you. We were, I actually had a good trip to the store. I saw my stepbrother, who I haven't seen for more than a year. And we ended up standing there and catching up for, God, almost half an hour. So yeah, that alone made the store part of it a good trip. And then I got to have lunch with my lady, so that made it an excellent trip. More people telling us that Tim covered it. Yep, like I said, I don't know if I'll even watch Tim's video, but I will watch the evidence as I find it. Irate Prostate just asked why. I have no idea. No idea. Oh God, chat jumped. Hate that. And when you guys are being so engaging, it really sucks when it jumps, because then I gotta go way up. What's tonight? Have any of you seen Treasure Planet? No.
Long time ago, yes.
I think I've seen a lot of clips from that movie.
I've seen Pirates of Dark Water.
Dark Water.
Oh, excuse me. When will Seinfeld be on Netflix? No clue.
Oh God. I just remember that I went on a Seinfeld rant the other day.
Oh yeah, you did.
You started watching that show. It's so stupid.
No, I didn't say the show was stupid. I just like he's a stand-up comedian, and I've seen his stand-up or whatever. But whenever he's in the show, like I said, he has one expression, and it's
That's
weird.
right.
It's like off-putting.
I'm sorry, Miss Data's question there. Lords of Night, who is your favorite Darren on Bewitched? I may have seen one episode of Bewitched.
The original guy, whoever that was. I don't know. It was a long time ago, back on like Nick at Night or Nickelodeon or whatever.
Satsu, you got a favorite Darren on Bewitched?
I don't think I've seen a single episode of Bewitched.
There you go. Isabel tells us. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I said communist.
Isabel tells us that Married with Children is on Crave if you're in Canada. So if you're in Canada, there you go. Only issue with ignoring season 7 is not seeing the weird trip into foggy old country where the locals try to lift the Bundy curse. What you do is you skip the first, I think it's the first 10 episodes of season 7. And then they just they phase him out. He shows up in one other episode, and then he shows up near the end of season 7. When it's actually the end of season 7, where Kelly is Al goes on a sports show because his TV blows up, and there's a sports trivia show, and he goes on there to win a TV. Well, he actually goes on to win $10,000, and he does very, very well in the testing round. But they won't let him on because he scores horribly with personality. So he gets Kelly to go on, and Bud tells him, and this actually is lore from the show, that you can teach her anything, but once her brain is full, she starts losing information. She starts forgetting stuff. And one of the things she forgets when something goes into her ear, out the other side comes a picture of 7, and that's the last time you see him on the show. But yeah, the Foggio, the Upper Uncton or Lower Uncton is where the thing happens, but it's Upper and Lower Uncton. It's a three-parter, y'all. Monkey, did you see my tweet of the Booker story from Fox News? I'm not over on my Twitter.
Boy, everybody's just everybody's nuts for us to look at this thing.
Favorite female singer? Ooh.
God.
That's hard to answer.
Yeah, that's difficult. Like some of the people names that come up is like Tony Braxton, Celine Dion. Like I really like their voices and stuff, but
Nico Case.
I don't know.
Whitney. She's got a nice voice.
Oh, Whitney's too high pitched for me.
Not anymore. She's not.
Well, yeah, not anymore. She's a zombie.
Bruh.
Zombie.
She sings much deeper. The only one that comes to mind is somebody I listen to quite often still is Pink. She's a horrible commie, but I love her voice. My only issue here is Monkey doesn't read what I post. Maybe it's because I'm not funny enough.
Probably.
That's right.
Oh, wait.
That's most likely true. Monkey notoriously doesn't read people's comments who aren't funny.
Well, look, one, I look for the question marks because we do get so much engagement, and I'm trying to answer all the questions. But two, that post wasn't funny. Harvos, realized that working houseboats are a thing in Sims 3. Want to furnish my own floating palace, but since you played longer, am I going to be disappointed? Well, I have played longer, but I didn't have that expansion pack until I recently bought all of these through the Steam sale. So I have no idea. No clue how well the floating palace is. Now, I will say, excuse me, I loaded up the first time I went to play through this, I loaded up the map that came with that expansion pack, and I lived right down near the water. Living on the water and the waves and everything, that will severely slow you down. It'll lag your computer. So you will have to turn a whole bunch of stuff off, or have a much better computer than I do. Mr. Adam says, dude, I want to play some games with Monkey. What do you like, Tetris or Dr. Mario? Of those two, well, I love both of them, but of those two, Dr. Mario is a lot more fun to play with somebody because you can screw them. Over on Streamlabs, thank you, Cryptic. I watched an Antifa bitch shoved to the ground by DC cops. Fuck Portland. Huh. I did not see any of that. I did. Did y'all see the Antifa guy trying to set his flag on fire and couldn't do it?
Yeah.
Like, good job, you inept shit. You pretty much need a accelerant when you're doing that. Just throwing that out there. You're trying to light cloth on fire, idiot. Ultranaut says Total War Attila is better than GTA. I don't think I've played Total War since like the first one. Love me some Rome. I've never played Rome. Video game that should have had multiplayer but didn't. Green Hell.
Well, it's getting it, but yeah, I would agree, Green Hell. But mostly the game that should have absolutely had a multiplayer but didn't, and it's completely disrespectful that it didn't, is fucking Dragon's Dogma. Like, how? How do you make a game this amazing with this type of battle system and then have it peripherally? Like, you can communicate with other players through the fucking secondary character that they make, but you can't actually play online. I'm just like, dude, that was the biggest fucking missed opportunity ever.
Solitaire.
Scribbles, go sit in the corner. I did see Green Hell. It's going live finally.
When? Oh yeah, they gave a date
in August. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
And then they said they're going to work on multiplayer after it's live, so we'll see.
Oh, I'm pumped. Green Hell is fun, guys.
Green Hell is hell. It is fun. That's what.
Yeah, it is hell.
That is not a joke, man.
Holy shit, dude! I'm telling you, when it first came out, it was really popular for people to do a like how long until I die run. You know what I mean? Because it was so fucking easy to just die, and most of the time it was just either from sickness or you couldn't find a bandage to cover up a cut, so it festered and killed you or something. It's that game is brutal.
But where are we at? Did you talk about the Spider-Man on Tombstone? Yes, we did, Aaron. That was in our Humpatry section. So you're looking for about an hour and 10 minutes in. Doc Bravo said, oh, sorry, you're answering somebody there. From the movie Tango and Cash, who was your favorite character, Tango or Cash? Which one was Sylvester Stallone?
Tango.
Tango.
My favorite character was probably the you haven't met my friend before, but he's been dying to meet you. The guy, the kung fu guy that shows up out of nowhere at the last second because they need another fight scene. That's my favorite character.
They need somebody, yeah, but of Tango or Cash, which one?
Oh, of Tango or Cash? Cash, because Kurt Russell is just fucking hilarious.
He was good in it, but I liked seeing Sylvester Stallone, of all people, playing the guy in the suit. That's, if you guys have ever seen Sylvester Stallone, I mean, he should have been the one that's out there, you know, busting people up, but he's in a nice suit all the time, very straight laced, and he did a very good job with it. He really did.
And him and Slinky in the jail cell, it's like, this is my friend Slinky. We're going to be married or something like that. We're engaged.
Oh, Doc Bravo says, anybody remember the show Strangers with Candy? Of course.
Yes. Yep. Strangers with Candy. Do you remember Strange Luck?
No.
I remember Strange Luck. What was the other? Not Burns. Was it Burn Zone or VR5? Remember VR5? No. Nobody remembers VR5. Yeah, a whole bunch of crazy like Fox TV shows and gooky stuff. Or let's see, on UPN you had The Watcher and Nowhere Man, and The Watcher was Sir Mix-a-Lot. And he was spy. It was an anthology show, sort of like oh, I don't know, like Alfred Hitchcock Presents or something like that, where he had Las Vegas wired up and he looked at little stories, and it was Sir Mix-a-Lot sitting in a room full of TV screens wearing a big fur coat. It's the weirdest fucking show.
Mr. Monopoly asks, how many Star Trek movies are there? I have no idea. I know there were 6 original, 3 Next Generation, and 3 of the new ones.
Next Generation, you had the Generations, you had First Contact, you had Insurrection, and then Nemesis.
Oh, so 4 of those.
Yeah, at least 4. There might have been one I'm forgetting.
So 13, I think.
And then you had like the reboot 3 with Star Trek, and then you had Beyond or Into Darkness, and then Star Trek Beyond.
Somebody in the chat said Resident Evil Revelation should have been co-op. It probably should have, but every time people talk about Resident Evil and co-op, I think of Outbreak, because that was like the only co-op Resident Evil, and it was so fucking amazing. I wish they would hurry up and make 3. Well, I don't think they're going to do it because they canceled it because some people hacked into the server back when 3 was being talked about several years ago, and they were just like, well, fuck it. Y'all going to hack into our server? We're not making the next game. And they just ruined it. But that was a good online game.
Assassin of the Grey says, Scribe VR5 was stupid. It was. But DB Sweeney in Strange Luck was cool. DB Sweeney's best role ever was in The Cutting Edge with Moira Kelly. Cutting Edge is still a great romantic comedy. Love that movie. Love that movie.
Toe pick.
Yeah.
Mash asks, Lords of the Night, which was better, the Munsters or Addams Family? I preferred the Munsters.
I like the Addams Family. Gomez and Morticia had more class, and I mean, you know, the movies with Raul Julia sort of more cemented my mind why I like the Addams Family more. Sure. But the movies are certainly better than the TV show after a fashion. But yeah, I kind of liked Uncle Fester and all that stuff. Opinion
there, Satsu, Munsters or Addams Family?
Probably the Addams Family, because I'm not really familiar with the other one.
Pat asks, what do you think of Disney being a bitch to the father's dying child wish? Yeah, we talked about that earlier, Pat, and my conclusion was fuck them.
Yeah, that's horseshit.
Do you remember? Oh, and somebody, I think it was Joyce, told us that Married with Children was the first successful show on Fox.
Well, what about Open House? No, see, Open House came out around the same time as Married. I remember that for some reason because I was watching Fox with my parents as a kid, and that was like the new shows because it was the new network and everything, and it had this really cheesy theme song that I don't know. For some reason, I remember that there was a show called Open House. It was about real estate agents and a comedy, and it was horrible.
Oh, I do remember that. That had Ellen DeGeneres in it.
I believe it had people that are more famous now than they were then, and like the theme song was just like Open House or something.
That's where I first saw Ellen DeGeneres, and then I saw a stand-up comedy she did later. I'm like, oh, she was misused in that show.
Oh yeah.
I believe it also had the girl that oh fuck, what voice does she do? This little voice actress, and the only show I remember her ever being on was Sports Night as herself. Fuck, I don't remember. Pincala says, do you remember when Fox tried to replace Married with Children with that complete knockoff Unhappily Ever After with that stuffed perv bunny voiced by Bobcat Goldthwait?
That wasn't Fox. That was either UPN or Paramount or whatever the alternative channel was. It wasn't Fox if I remember correctly. But it did have the daughter played by, oh God, what was her name? Anyway, she was a hot redhead. And I appreciated that.
RG asks, which Simpson character we most like? I don't know.
Oh, God.
Scribe's like groundskeeper Willie.
Willie's. I always kind of like Smithers. I always thought he was the one like as it was funny. He's the straight man, you know, except he's gay, and it was always kind of obvious. But I for whatever reason, I always like Smithers. Nikki Cox, yeah, Assassin of the Great, Nikki Cox, yeah, the redhead in Unhappily Ever After, Nikki Cox. I liked that show. It was kind of funny. Bobcat Goldthwait. It's kind of weird because Bobcat Goldthwait eventually, I think, dated Nikki Cox or married her or something. And at one point, I think she was married to her cast member who played her brother or something. A very weird sort of incestuous thing going on with the cast of that show.
Satsu, what Simpson character you like?
I don't know. I didn't watch it enough to.
He's Lisa over there.
Lisa.
And I just mean that because she's very responsible. Which leads to this question, which is a very good question, Ebony. Satsu, what are you most looking forward to at being a father?
I don't know, man. Just the whole experience, to be honest. Like it's hard to pick one particular thing that I'm excited about. Just the whole everything that it comes with. Just having a little person here that relies on me is and being able to provide for them and constantly be in a state of like making somebody happy. Because I told you guys, I'm at my best when I'm doing things for other people, and I don't know. I want to make her as happy as I possibly can. So that making her happy is what I'm excited about, I guess.
All right. And Stacey Gardner, how did you leave Satsu out of this question? Scribe and Ranting Monkey, do you like Sanford and Son?
I do, but to be honest, I haven't seen that much of it. I didn't see it much in reruns. The times that I did, though, I did. I kind of like Red Fox's stand-up by itself. So, either way.
I liked it.
I love Sanford and Son. That was a great show.
Yeah, man.
Crime dramas like Law and Order and Bones have been around 20 seasons. Bones wasn't around that long. Bones has ended, if you didn't know. Bones, David, however you say his name, has gone on to a different show. But Bones was only around. Did they go 11, 12? I love Bones, but you're right about Law and Order. But I don't count Law and Order because they've like completely changed the cast repeatedly.
Yeah, it's always been a rotating cast. I think Law and Order was best it's definitely in the Ben Stone era, and then for the first 2 or 3 seasons of what was his last, Jack something or other. Anyway, yeah, and then it just kind of went off into several different directions, and I wasn't that big a deal. When Adam Schiff was no longer the attorney general or whatever, or the district attorney, that's when everything kind of fell apart.
Dark Lyle says Cheers beats Married with Children for longest running comedy. At 11 seasons with 275 episodes. Married with Children had 11 seasons with only 259. I'll take your word for it. 7 rules for dating my daughter always comes to mind when I think about Married with Children. I can't figure out why. Is there a correlation? Maybe the time frame they were out. I don't know.
Yeah, or just the setup kind of. But yeah, I don't know.
Forgot to buy ramen. You okay, Monkey? I was hurting by the time we got to that aisle, and I was just like, it's time to go.
That's actually fun. I forgot to mention, I went to the store and bought some groceries today. And I walked all the way to the store, got all the shit into the cart, walked up to the register and was like, oh shit, I left my wallet. Like, fuck. That was not
Joyce asking if you got a P.O. box and oh Jesus Christ, I'm way behind and we got 2 minutes. If you got a P.O. box and received ramen, would you review and rate it, Ranting Monkey? Probably, depending on the flavor it was.
Just the FYI, I've been reviewing a box of ramen that I got sent to my location over on Fam 2 cents. So
did the volume on Satsu just jump up or something?
It really did.
Because I put my
hurt
in the mic.
He leaned up to let him know.
Oh,
Fam 2 cents, guys. Oh, okay. A couple of repeat questions right there. What do you think is funnier, Simpsons or Futurama? I'm not a big Futurama fan. I love The Simpsons, though.
Yeah, Futurama in places, I guess. I mean, I liked the show, and it was always really funny and had some funny jokes and things. But I think I haven't watched The Simpsons in any regularity for years. But those early seasons were always just about almost always golden. So,
did you see the one where they lived in a supermarket? Yes, I love that episode. There's not an episode I haven't seen, including the lost episode is what they used to call those kind of things. The one where they get filmed in a dirty motel and sue because of it. If you just buy the season 2 on DVD, it's not included, but if you buy the full set, it is.
Weird.
Did that one. Who's better, Madonna or Cyndi Lauper? I'm a Cyndi Lauper fan, except for Girls Just Want to Have Fun.
I've listened to more Madonna over the years because of my sister and my mother were big fans. So that's just by default. I mean, Cyndi Lauper always like Time After Time, but I don't know that many others. Yeah, Girls Just Want to Have Fun and Time After Time. Like Time After Time is one of those things like Holding Back the Years. If you do Holding Back the Years by Simply Red and then Time After Time by Cyndi Lauper, I'll probably be crying. I'll just be on the floor bawling my head off because they're such sad sentimental songs. Anyway.
Oh, True Colors. Oh, fuck.
Yeah, there's that too. Yeah, I only know a handful of Cyndi Lauper songs, whereas Madonna songs I know way too many. I don't like them all, but they're more memorable because of the time period and the events surrounding my childhood. So I guess Madonna probably.
Guys, I'm so sorry. Man, so much engagement. I love you for it, but unfortunately, we've run out of time. Thank you so much for all the questions. Don't forget to come watch us over on 2 Cents Plus. Right after this, we'll be playing 7 Days to Die on the channel 2 Cents Plus. That is number 2, CENTS plus the word, not the symbol. And catch Scribe tomorrow on Familiar with the Matter. He's going to have 3-sided coin on to talk finance things, and that'll be at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, noon Pacific. Anything else we need to talk about, gentlemen?
Nope.
And make sure you're checking out Satsu's fam. Lots of you were asking about the different ramen. He's tested some of it. Go check it out, guys. And with that, I would like to thank Scribbles and Satsu for joining me.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone, your lives make us sad. We'll see you next time. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.